All right, metalheads, this is DJ REM with the Crush Beyond Dust show from Metal Devastation Radio, and I have Eric Calderone on the line. How you doing tonight, brother?
Fantastic. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad. Thank you so much for taking time to talk to me. I am very stoked.
Oh, thanks for having me.
So, tell me about, the way I found you. I just kind of happened upon one of your videos on YouTube and was just listening and, watching you do these covers that you do, and they're freaking amazing. What got you started doing this?
Oh, thanks. Well, basically what happened was I was in college, and I was, just scooting along on my degree, and a bunch of my friends at the time, I always played covers in shows, like, I played local band live shows, all that, and I always threw, like, half the set was covers, because I love playing covers, and, they sort of tried to talk me into doing YouTube, and at the time, YouTube was still fairly new, and everything I was just seeing on it, I kind of had, like, just like a sour feeling on it. I felt like it was very pompous and egotistical to post a video online of you playing. I didn't know it was like, hey, this is for, normal people.
Right.
And so they finally talked me into one, and basically I did it just to, like, shut them up. And, people, it got nothing. There was like 60 or 70 views on it, and then someone just happened to comment something, and they were like, hey man, this is really cool. Would you be willing to do, like a Street Fighter theme song? And I was like, that's a great idea. And I sort of just got addicted to the requests and comments, and did that for probably for about 10 or 11 videos, and then I did a Lady Gaga song, and for some stupid reason that went kind of crazy, and that's how it started.
That's so cool. And so, I'm looking at the different amounts of hits and stuff on your videos. I mean, some of these you're like 2 million hits. What? I'm guessing you weren't expecting that to happen. I remember, because I love music in general, and I just love playing. And I remember telling my dad, this was like probably during that 1 to 10 video era, and I told my dad, and I was like, Dad, I was like, 81 people subscribe to my channel, and they want to know when I release something. And he's like, oh my God, 80, he's like, this is crazy, when it hits 100. I was like, oh, I know. And then, I almost I almost can't comprehend it. Like, it's getting close to 900,000 at the moment, I think. That's awesome.
And, it's, just kind of like you. I'm a little stuttery about it.
I'm just looking here. Gangnam Style is like at 5.7 million views.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's great. And then, the funniest part is, I always try and backtrack to see, where the traffic's coming from.
Right.
And with that one, it was funny. The one that jump-started that one was T-Pain tweeted that video.
Wow.
And, I just thought that was awesome. He's not a metalhead. And, he's a pop/rapper.
Right.
And, it's cool. It's cool.
So, right. So all these different songs that you do, it's all based off requests?
About 99% of them. The ones I do for myself kind of don't do very good hit-wise. So, I try and keep the masses, if I see let's see, I have close to 1 million messages in my inbox at the moment.
Wow.
And, I try and skim through it, and whenever I see a certain song, over and over and over again, normally that's the one that I'm more pulled to do than, like, my personal one was The King of Wishful Thinking. That's, like, what I did just because I wanted to do it.
Right.
And I think that one has around, like, 80,000 views, which, is, because that's the last thing that happens, to someone like me, is I'm not spoiled at all, but, like, compared to the other videos, it's on the hit list, it's way down there.
Right. Well, yeah, right. 80,000 for what you've been getting is like, meh. But to most people, that's like, holy crap, 80,000.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
So what? So being that you're getting all this attention from this, is this panning out for you in any good ways? I mean, besides the hits.
One of the things that I never thought would ever happen in this lifetime is I got endorsed by ESP Guitars, which I played ESP anyway, so it wasn't like a huge change. But it was just, it was really nice that they, that they offered a YouTuber something like that.
Right.
And then, EMG, the pickup company, they did the same thing, and then D'Addario Strings, and Razor headphones, and just all, and then people just there's been some companies that just like to sponsor like one or two videos instead of like throw the whole endorsement out there.
Right.
And which I've never said no to anything in my life, so normally if I get asked, I say hell yeah.
Very cool. So besides these covers and all this, and this stuff you're doing, do you have a band that you're out there playing like original music in too?
I don't have a band at the moment. I was in bands since I was 15, and it's just I found it really easy because I can't argue with myself. I can just if I want to change something in the music, I can just be like, all right, let's change it.
Right, right.
So, I got pretty comfortable with that. And then I have some albums out on, iTunes and all that. But I'm very critical when it comes to originals because in my mind, the hardest thing to do is to write a great song. And I'm still trying to work on that, but I find myself better as a arranger / remixer than an original artist.
Well, if you have any original music that you would like to get airplay at Metal Devastation Radio, you let me know.
Oh, you got it.
Because I would be more than happy to play it.
Oh, awesome! Thanks.
Definitely. That's one of the things with my particular radio show I do. I mean, we can play everything at the station, but I try to focus more on independent and unsigned bands, that kind of style, to help get the word out there for those guys.
Wicked.
So that's my thing that I do.
Oh, awesome.
And then I also interview them. I interview over 100 bands a year, and they're all it's all unsigned independent guys.
Oh, that's so awesome to hear.
So I tell you, man, there's so much good music out there. I mean, obviously you know.
Oh yeah, and I definitely kudos to YouTube because there's bands that I found since YouTube's come about. Like I would have never went to a store and picked out a CD because I couldn't preview it.
Right, exactly.
So
what's next for you? What do you have your sights set on now?
Just I love doing the videos, and this past year has been really, really cool with like I played the NAMM show.
Yeah, oh yeah, you know what? I think I saw something about that.
Yeah, the NAMM show was in January, and I got to I played it was like 3-4 times a day. I played like a 20-minute clinic or workshop, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
And I just had a blast because, before this whole YouTube thing, I was a teacher. And I loved teaching, and it was just kind of like the best of both worlds. So I just kind of been doing this, videos and / clinics lately. I've just been having a blast because I've been getting paired with, so like at the NAMM show I played with, I had a set. My set was first, and then Andy James came on, and Andy James is like my favorite guitar player. So I was kind of wigging, but it was it was just really cool to like be a part of all that. It was just nutty.
Right. So I have some random questions that I ask band members. I'm also curious.
Okay.
With you is, if I grabbed your iPod or MP3 player, what bands would I find you listening to right now?
Phil Collins, Journey, Metallica, Children of Bodom, and probably some Daft Punk in there.
Nice. Very eclectic mix. I like it.
Yeah.
Very good. So where's a good place for people to find out more about what you're doing? What's your YouTube channel? What's your Facebook that you'd like people to go to?
Yeah. Well, it's actually, I kind of stole it from a lot of people on YouTube. If you just put in 331 EROCK in YouTube and just click a random video in the descriptions, I put like every link possible. So Facebook, Twitter, my site where I give it's more of a music hosting ground because I give all the songs away for free. And what else is on there? iTunes and all that stuff.
Okay, very good. So with all these different covers and all these different songs you do, have you had any of the bands hit you up and say, "Hey, dude, this is awesome"?
The last one I did was like I've had that happen a lot. Skrillex was a really big one when I put that video out, and then Deadmau5 followed with all that. But this last one, like, just kind of threw me off my chair. Is I got this email from which the last video was the Ballad of Sweeney Todd.
Yep.
And I got this email from the Library of Congress Music Division. So I was like, oh my God, here we go.
Right.
This is it. I was like, this is it. I'm getting shut down. And it was actually a guy who specializes, like all of the books he's written have been about Stephen Sondheim. And he was telling me all this stuff in the email, and he said that he forwarded the video to Stephen Sondheim, and he said that he enjoyed it. So I was wigging out because one of my favorite plays, and he has a documentary called Six by Sondheim, and it's unbelievable. And he's borderline genius, and it was just it was really cool that someone very respected and very traditional in the musical sense would think that was cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. So have you had to deal with any on the flip side of that, people not happy with it?
Let's see. I haven't really. The one I was kind of tiptoeing around was I did Bohemian Rhapsody.
Right.
And it's kind of like in the realm of Stairway, where you can't really do a cover because the song is just so sacred to the rock world that and I wasn't scared. I was just kind of apprehensive on doing it because it's such a perfect song.
Right.
That I didn't know how people in general would be like, oh my God, I can't believe you would do this to Bohemian Rhapsody. This is terrible. And Brian May's site actually, reposted it and was like pretty happy with it. So
right.
I was like, okay, well, if it's good enough for Brian May's people, I guess I'll take it.
Definitely. Definitely. So can you kind of walk me through the process? So you mentioned earlier, you'll get a bunch of requests for a particular song. So once you make the decision that you're going to actually do that song, what's your process to make it happen?
It's basically, I like to keep the rotation going. I have it's like a category rotation, like TV show, movie, pop song, musical. Like I just have this big rotation, so I don't do like TV shows, like 8 TV shows in a row. So that's the first thing, and then after that, I sort of skeleton out the drums, which are all digital. And then after the drums I lay down the rhythm guitars, which I took a tip from Andy Sleep, because I'm a very big Arch Enemy fan. And Arch Enemy's albums just sound so full, and, they sound like just chainsaws. And he mentioned that, he layers the guitars from all the way pan to all the way stereo. So I put 10 rhythm guitars, 5 left, 5 right, and then sort of go in, do the melodies, and then sort of block out the lead and try and, come up with something cool. And then do the harmonies and then the synths, and go in, mix it, master it, learn it, record it, edit it, post it.
Very cool. And then, do you, I know you typically always have a T-shirt with something on it. Do you, is there any thought into that, or does it just happen to be what you're wearing when you decide to do it?
It's sometimes, one of my biggest things I'm proud of is I love getting shirts that, either hardly anyone or no one has. And lately I think I've been doing a little better with that. Most of the time it's just, if, for instance, in Terminator, Terminator's sort of like this big metal cyborg dude.
Right.
And so I wore an Iron Man shirt, just kind of, lace it up a little bit.
Right.
And, but lately I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan. I can't get enough of it. And there's a lot of shirts they have, that these independent artists do. They kind of cross over bands with, your favorite TV shows.
Right.
So one of my favorite ones so far is it says in Iron Maiden writing, but it says Iron Throne instead of Iron Maiden.
Nice.
Yeah, stuff like that. So, but for the Kill Bill, I wore a Bruce Lee shirt, and so I try and intertwine it as best I can.
Okay, very cool. So, when you're not working on these videos, do you have any other crazy hobbies you like to do?
Not too much. It's basically either practicing or listening. Because my teacher in college, he was more of a sensei, and he just had these lines that would just he'd drop them in your brain, and you wouldn't get them until you were way gone, graduated. And he told me this one thing. Before I left, he said, when you get in your car, or, you're working out, or you're just hanging out, he's like, listen to music, but, I want you to hear it. And I was like, yeah, okay. And, so I've been lately I've been going back into all the old stuff I used to listen to, and instead of listening to it, I've been trying to hear it. And it's been, it's kind of been almost even more beneficial now, because, I went back and listened to Master of Puppets, for instance, and, at the time I was like, oh, these guitars are awesome, and, Metallica, oh my God. And now I'm like, wow, this song is about cocaine, and it totally is hit so much harder. So I got addicted to that, sort of.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. Is there anything else that you would like to let people know about you? Anything I haven't asked you, you want to make sure that we get out there?
No, just one thing. that really was awesome was, I thought, when I stopped doing the whole band thing, I was like, oh yeah, buddy. Sorry, little guy down here.
No, it's okay.
I thought if I didn't get signed, like that was the end of it. Like most bands, their whole goal is to get signed. And, YouTube actually made it almost, they almost made their own record label because, people can make a living off of YouTube.
Right.
And that's, it's almost like, if you don't get signed, it's not the end of the world, because I thought it was when I wasn't signed.
Yeah, well, just to touch on that, the thing that I experienced, being in the radio business and all the bands, I just focus on metal, but there is, because anybody that has some know-how can record their own stuff. You don't even need a studio. You need a home studio, but you don't need to go pay somebody a bunch of money to do it for you.
Exactly.
So anybody with some know-how and some work can put together an album, and the market is so saturated. It's insane.
Oh yeah. And it's even cool too because a lot of that studio stuff. Like, I've been in studios that have, been worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. But, my little thing in my room, I got my plug-in for my computer for like $300, and my mixing program was $99, and I have a guitar and a computer.
Right. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Now you can do it yourself, and again, some of these. Not all, but a lot of the albums that I get sent to me that were recorded in somebody's small little home studio sound just as good as something that when I get from a big label. It's like, are you kidding me?
No, I totally agree. It's crazy.
So it's definitely a shift in the whole industry,
It is. It totally is.
So.
Which is, it's almost, and it's even more exciting because, it's like, you're not, because there's been so many, band horror stories that I've heard, like, just where the record label, like, has guys, like, under a rock. And, like Testament, for instance, they were part of Atlantic, and they released the Low album, and they gave it to Atlantic, and they were like, yeah, we're not releasing this. We need a more alternative. We can't release this. And, when it's home studio based, kind of like the whole deal. It's like, if you want to change something or put something out that, you want to, you can do it, no problem.
Right, exactly. In charge of your own destiny. There's something to be said for that.
Yeah.
Very cool, man. Thanks again. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Give me a few days. I will have this. I'll have this edited. I'll make a little flyer for it, and I'll put it up on my YouTube channel, which we won't say how many views I have compared to you, but
totally cool.
I'm around 10,000.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
But I'm happy with that. So.
Oh yeah.
But so, anyways, I'll have it. I'll upload it to my YouTube channel. I'll share it with you. Feel free to share it with whoever you would like, whatever you'd like to do with it. And
yeah,
I will.
You got it.
And I will. I know I personally will spam the world with it for you. So.
Cool.
So one more little way to get some more fans out there. So.
Awesome.
So. Okay, man. Well, you take care. Have a good night.
Okay, you too.
Yep. Good luck in the future, man.
Oh, thanks.
Yep. Bye.